Here's a tool that you're going to need if you're planning to do a brake job on the rear of a Mini Cooper. The way the Mini Cooper caliper is designed, it incorporates the emergency brake system in with the actual rear brake pads. So when you pull on the handbrake, what you're doing is you're pulling on a cable that pushes a lever that in turn pushes the piston out on a ratchet and locks it against the pad. You're essentially just holding the caliper, or you're holding the rotor, just as if you're applying the brakes. Now, each time that the pad wears a little thinner, that ratcheting device actually gets closer and closer and closer to the disc itself. Once you go to put in new pads, and those new pads are approximately 1/4 of an inch thicker, we have to retract. We have to push the piston all the way back. Now, to get the piston back, we have to push the piston back and we have to screw it in. It'll actually rotate in and retract as we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the tool, which is essentially a drive system of 2 pins that interlock with the piston itself. It's got a back plate that pushes against the outer portion of the caliper, and then all we're basically going to do is screw the piston back into the caliper. So let's get to it. Okay, so now we're going to install the tool. It's going to rest against the caliper. We're going to screw the drive dogs in there, and you'll see them they'll find a location. What I'm doing right now is I'm screwing back on the actual locking piece. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the actual screw drive here, and you can see that I'm actually pushing the piston back into the caliper. You need to back seat it all the way to get a new set of brake pads in there. It's back seated all the way. You'll then loosen it. And remove it and proceed in installing your brake pads. At the end, you'll want to pull your emergency brake 2 or 3 times so it actually finds a seat. It'll seat up against the rotors, and then it'll back up slightly all by itself. And that's what you need to do a rear brake job.